What else? Beyond belief, man. What else?
Without further ado, y'all, we have our special guests in the building.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Honestly, I'd rather you guys introduce yourselves. I don't want to mess anyone's, street cred or flow up. You know what I mean?
You want to go first? Should I go first?
I have absolutely no street cred whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither.
So
But it doesn't matter. I am the scientist of sound, mathematically putting it down.
That's crazy.
Kid named Kwame.
And my name is Beyond Belief, a.k.a. Bobby J from Rockaway.
A.K.A. Sexy Eyes.
Is that the name?
That's the word on the
Wait,
street.
is that the
man.
name I
Hold
gave
on.
him?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Is
didn't
this
give
the
him
young man you were
so.
talking about with the...
I didn't use the word sexy, but his eyes are
pretty
pretty.
eyes.
Well, I was
You know
pretty
what? Okay, now that I got you in front of me, I can tell you that there's something about you that's just, it's crazy. I don't
Because
know.
I'm Irish, but I look Chinese, that's why.
I don't know. It's your whole
call him
demeanor.
handsome
I'm not gonna
Bob.
lie.
all right, so you have an album coming out, right?
I have an album out.
Yeah,
I have
okay.
an album called What About Bob. It's produced entirely by Kwame. Unfortunately. But actually, yeah, it's a collection of songs that we made over the past year.
Yep.
A lot of strong material. It basically showcases my ability as a rapper and his ability as a producer. And for the old school heads that were fans of him as a rapper, before he became a producer, you get to see him rapping again too. So it's
All right. This
Ain't nobody
can be
telling you
picked
right
up
now.
on iTunes, correct?
yeah. It's called
Yes.
What About Bob? Beyond Belief.
Right now, you can purchase it on iTunes.
Uh-huh.
Are we working on any other material as of right
Yeah,
now, or is there anything that people can get access to that they can listen to right now as we speak?
Yeah, well, we got the new single called Bigger Checks with Red Cafe. That's on iTunes too.
Yep.
That's going to be for my next project, which is being worked on right now. I got a single with K Sparks, which is my man from Queens. That's about to come out end of this week. March 7th, I think his album drops, so that'll be out next week.
No.
Yeah, that's basically it for now.
And then also, I wasn't gonna mention it, but the Mano record that I produced, Bring It Back DJ, we have Beyond Belief on the remix coming out too.
Yeah, so that's coming out soon.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people are watching right now, just very curious to thinking, how the hell Beyond Belief affiliate himself with Kwame, Red Cafe, and Mano? That's an elite group of people right there. How does a young man like yourself get put in that position, and where did it start, and how did it get to this point?
It's kind of like...
A lot of begging.
Yeah, I went to his doorstep and I begged and I pleaded. Nah, actually, I mean, honestly, it was just some kind of like freak thing. I was in high school. I was really cool with this kid, Anthony.
Shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, shout out to Anthony.
He's an ill rapper in his own right too.
Yeah, well, I was gonna get into that.
Okay, go!
Come on,
You can see the brother relationship here.
Yeah,
gosh.
so I was doing the whole like
Giving his government on the radio. Hi, Anthony. Why don't you just call him Anthony Clark?
Billy Bang.
You just
AKA
gave his government. You just did that. Why are you trying to do that to him? He didn't.
I'm saying,
what was the first
throwing
name?
me directly under
Didn't
the bus.
nobody know who Anthony was?
now
You don't want to clerk it out.
All right,
Okay.
go. Let's go.
Anyway,
We got
so I was doing the whole-
time constraints.
Man, this guy. I was doing the whole rhyming in the lunchroom. Met this kid Anthony who was working with Kwame at the time. Got introduced to him, and like honestly, just from there, we started making records, and it's kind of been history ever since. I mean, I met him real young, and from there he basically made the transition from me being a rapper to somebody who learned how to make records. You know what I mean? He kind of gave me that producer's direction and showed me how to make music as opposed to just trying to rap.
Yeah.
Now, I made the analogy earlier. I'm not sure if I was accurate with it. You guys could definitely correct me on there. But I kind of said that Kwame would be kind of like what Jam J was to 50 when he was making music, and he kind of gave him that direction.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
You know what? Rappers are raw and they could come off a certain way, but this is how you make a song.
Yeah, exactly.
And because Kwame is such a seasoned vet, how did that benefit you? And am I accurate with that?
Well, it's like I think when I first started, my initial goal was just to ultimately always prove to people that I could rap. Like I would always try and like go extra hard so that anybody who was a naysayer would immediately be converted.
Because like if you look at him, you automatically say, R&B singer.
Kwame,
Yeah, exactly.
elephant in the room. I was gonna get to it, but I didn't want, you know.
No, but that's hence the name Beyond Belief. You look at this guy, you say, "Here comes the cop."
Basically.
Put away the dub. Put away the dub.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. This dude
So-
Kwame always be chilling with him. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was basically just like,
the
yeah, I
snitch.
would always try to get rid of those stereotypes off the bat. So I think when it came to making records, I was always in like battle mode. I was always trying to make sure everyone knew I was the super extra, lyrical monster.
Hold
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
With 15, you were what? About 16, 17, that was about what, 5 years ago?
15. That's about 6 or 7 years ago.
That was the rap. Was that the battle rap era?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that when the Smack DVDs was coming out?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
was like,
around that time.
"Yo, you think you better than me,
Yeah,
God? You ain't better."
Just
Yeah, I remember
sounding
that.
angry on every song.
Everybody's
you know?
cool around. I remember.
With all your boys in the
I remember
background. It was
Yeah,
like
man.
breakdancer without the movement.
Yeah, and that was my frame of reference because like that was kind of the circle that I came up in. Everyone, if you wanted to rap, that was kind of the context you came up in. But when it came to making records, it's a totally different story. And I think a lot of rappers that come from a lyrical background, they get lost, and their career can fall to the waistline because they can never make that transition from being that type of rapper to being an artist. You know what I mean? And he's the dude that's kind of like, it's almost like me going into the studio with a loaded weapon and him giving me the target and saying, all right, you need to approach it like this, you need to approach it like this. And just after years of that happening, it gives you a whole new perspective as an artist,
Now I want to get the flip of that coin. And Kwame, your perspective when you first met him and the development to where he is now, how was it?
For me, it was just like, I'm kind of weird when it comes to like picking artists and seeing what type of artists I like to work with. And I go 100% on talent first. But it was more than just talent. For him, a 15-year-old kid coming into the studio, not having any idea of who I am or what I've done or what I do, and taking the initiative to go online, to do his research, to research and know about rap music, because at 15, like say the top cats were like an Eminem or 50 at the time, or like a Cannabis or whatever that was going on, and any 15-year-old could have just known those guys and called it quits. But he just, he wanted to know the history of the music that he's about to make. So he went back to the beginning. He learned his history. He has a in-depth knowledge of music in general. We can go for hours talking about anywhere from classic rap to classic rock to anything.
And is that what
Yeah, and that's what drew me in to say I want to work with this cat, because he has a knowledge and he has a thirst for knowledge.
And I could imagine, obviously, for those that don't know who Kwame is, Kwame was a super rap phenomenon in the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, a long time ago. When I was a kid.
Still, definitely one of the founding fathers for popular hip hop, and I remember your name coming up so much after, and then when I got to that phase of my life, I was like, who's Kwame? And I did my homework. Yeah. And to know that you made that transition into production.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too much
into
He's
modest, but his influence is still prevalent today, man. Like a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean?
How would you say his influence?
He's the predecessor.
Who does it reflected right now, or at anyone?
Kanye all day. He's the predecessor to all those types of dudes. The dudes that go against the grain and aren't afraid to be an individual. You know what I mean? And that he's definitely one of the first dudes to start doing that. So
no, thanks for the compliment.
Yeah,
I'll pay you your money after you get off the bed.
You say Kanye West, Kwame. Do you agree with something of that magnitude? And
well,
I say that magnitude because we all know Kanye is known for what he's known for, at least in this decade.
Well, I personally know that Kanye's definitely been influenced by stuff because me and Kanye are cool, and Kanye's actually told me that. So I know that personally. I guess so, yes. Because my thing is, when I was doing the artist thing, it was never just trying to be the mainstream type rapper. It was always trying to go above beyond, whether it was gear, whether it was clothes, whether it was the type of music. Mm-hmm. So I see cats like a Kanye, or even now like a Drake, or cats like that just push it to the side, or a Dre 3000, those type of dudes that don't want to fit into the same lane that everybody else is fitting into.
Very successful at that.
Yeah, and I think pre-me, that wasn't accepted. You know, like honestly, you know, I can, you know, I'm not, like he said, I'm a very modest dude. I don't get into like what I started and all that, because that makes you sound like the angry old school dude. But you know, pre me, there wasn't any kind of lane for that.
The biggest ready? Rock away the biggest chicks. Now let it go. I was big into Big L Pun and Big Papa. What else? Big dreams to rock.